Okay, this is one of those thoughts that just kind of sits in your head after watching Hermitcraft for a long time. Because every new season, there's this quiet pressure that no one really says out loud that it needs to be bigger. Bigger builds, bigger plans, bigger ideas right away. And sometimes that works, but sometimes it doesn't. I think about players like Grian. At the start of a season, there's usually a lot of momentum. Things move fast, ideas stack on top of each other, and it's fun to watch. But some of the most memorable moments don't come from that early push. They come later when things slow down and choices feel less rushed. Mumbo's kind of the same way. When a season is framed around being massive, you can feel the pull toward efficiency. Big systems, big solutions. But when things are smaller, there's more room for hesitation. Moments where he pauses, changes direction, or doesn't fully optimize something. And honestly, those moments feel more human. Scar's another good example. He can do huge projects, but some of the most enjoyable episodes are when plans go sideways. When things don't get bigger, they get messier. And instead of fixing everything immediately, he lets it sit. Those quieter stretches where nothing is being topped or escalated are usually where personality comes through the most. I think the problem with always going bigger is that it creates urgency. And urgency makes everything feel tight. Ideas don't get time to breathe, projects don't get time to change naturally. People commit early, even when they're not sure yet. Hermitcraft works best when it allows space for uncertainty. Some seasons feel smaller, but they feel more lived in. You get episodes where someone just builds for a while, or talks, or wanders without a clear plan. Nothing huge happens, and somehow that's the point. Dubs is really good at this. He makes small moments feel intentional. A tiny detail, a pause, a joke that doesn't need to turn into a storyline. Those things wouldn't stand out in a season that's trying to constantly raise the bar. But in a quieter season, they shine. Not every idea needs a payoff. Not every season needs a theme that gets bigger and bigger until it collapses under its own weight. Sometimes consistency matters more than scale. Comfort matters more than spectacle. Hermitcraft already has something rare. Time. Time for relationships to develop. Time for jokes to evolve. Time for the server to feel familiar. Bigger seasons grab attention fast. Smaller seasons earn it slowly. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, not every Hermitcraft season needs to be bigger. Some of them just need to be allowed to take their time. Because when nothing feels rushed, everything feels a little more real. And that's usually when Hermitcraft is at its best. And I think that's why seasons that stay smaller tend to age better. When you look back, you don't remember them as the season with the biggest build or the craziest idea. You remember how it felt watching people exist in that space? Like Etho quietly doing his own thing, not rushing, not explaining everything, just letting curiosity lead. Or Impulse slowly building momentum over time, finding a rhythm instead of forcing one. Those kinds of seasons don't hit all at once, they grow on you. And that growth doesn't come from scale. It comes from patience, from letting ideas start small and trusting that if they matter, they'll find their way into something bigger naturally. So maybe the goal doesn't need to be how do we top last season? Maybe it's just how do we let this one be itself? Because Hermitcraft doesn't really need to prove anything anymore. It just needs the space to keep feeling like Hermitcraft. And honestly, that's already more than enough.